Around 70 Ukrainian government websites have been hacked, and the messages that the attackers left are terrifying. This happened simultaneous to 1.2 million data points being leaked about the Polish military. Let's talk about all of that. Now, we kicked off this year talking about the cybersecurity threats of 2022 that you should be concerned about. And in that video, I estimated that the top threat belonged to nation-state hacking. And wouldn't you know it, not 15 days into 2022, we might already have our first candidate to fall into that category. We already had ransomware happen with the final site attack. You can watch that video. There's a link down in the description. And that was my third threat of 2022. So already I am 2 for 3 on this year. Unfortunately, I'm not happy about it. That's not joy. So what happened? Around 70 websites belonging to the Ukrainian government have been defaced. This impacted a number of very critical government entities within the Ukrainian government that everyday people visit every single day. Attackers left messages on these websites telling visitors that their personal data had been made public, data on their computers was no longer available, and that they should be afraid. Yikes. This is actually kind of scary given that Russia has an estimated around 100,000 troops stationed along the border with Ukraine, waiting for Putin's call to invade. Yeah, that's right. If that sounds like it's totally out of left field and is completely random, don't worry. I'm actually making a video about this right now, and I'll have that out sometime in the next few days. So that's a great opportunity for you to hit that subscribe button and notification icon if you aren't already subscribed. And if you are, hit the notification icon as well. And while you're busy doing that, you should also hit the like button because Putin hates that. Now, we always talk about how attribution in cyber attacks is hard, especially so early whenever an attack happened. However, the Ukrainian government is already saying that this might have actually been done by Russian attackers. They also stated that sensitive information and personal information is not believed to have been made public in this attack. Now, why is it that they would think it's Russia? Well, clearly context. Russia has a history of attacking Ukrainian sites and critical infrastructure in cyberspace, and given the fact that they're presently preparing an invasion, then it would make sense for them to launch a psychological operation in Ukraine. What exactly is PSYOPs or psychological operations? That's basically when, a military organization or something like that is trying to impact the psyche of an enemy or an adversarial force, basically by intimidation or causing panic or what have you. It might also benefit them to run PSYOPs against civilian populations in an effort to cause chaos and disruption for military operations. Now, there's a lot that we don't know, and I'm not saying concretely that is what this is. So there's a great chance that maybe this is just some kids that are, thinking that this is the great time and place to go ahead and, deface some government website. However, the attribution of the Russian government was something that the Ukrainian government decided to do, and also it appears that NATO is going with it as well. NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg condemned this attack by Russia and said that NATO and Ukraine will be entering into a cybersecurity cooperation agreement in the coming days. Now, all of this happens simultaneous to a huge data leak in Poland where over 1.2 million data points about Polish military were made public online. This covers everything from the condition of F-16s to troop locations. The Polish Ministry of Defense has publicly stated that this does not impact national defense or their ability to perform their duties. So the impact appears to be minimal. However, the timing and the location is still kind of suspect. Now, why is it that I say that? With everything going on in eastern Ukraine, I think it's very important for all of us to realize that we cannot just localize all of this to just eastern Ukraine. Should Russia decide to launch any kind of military invasion of Ukraine or anything of that matter, the impact will not be limited to just eastern Ukraine. It might actually spread to the rest of Eastern Europe and potentially Western Europe and the United States. Should Western Europe and the US be involved in this potential conflict, then that means that the cyberspace belonging to these countries will also be contested. Now, that is all a conversation that we will talk about in this top video if it's published when you see it. If you're watching this when it's initially released, it's probably not available. But come back, you'll see this video. If that video hasn't yet been published, or if you're curious on my top 3 threats of 2022, check out the bottom video. With all that, be sure to hit that like button because Putin doesn't like it, but you like this video. So I'll see you all next time. Bye.